Hi, my name is McKeldin. I am a junior finance major at the University of Maryland, College Park with a minor in real estate development. So why am I here today? I'm here to pitch to you guys changes to our McKeldin Mall. I believe that it's a great public space, but that it could be better, and there's a number of reasons why. So I have 3 points that I believe would increase the civic engagement and sustainability of the McKeldin Mall. The first, I believe, is tables and chairs. There should be a place for people to sit that is not the grass. People shouldn't have to go to the center of the mall to feel included in the public space, and I've noticed that people are turned off by that. In addition to that, the presence of water fountains would allow people to stay on the public space longer rather than having to go to other buildings to refill their water bottles. In addition, it would decrease the amount of litter and disposable water bottles that would be on the grounds. Finally, a cistern, which is a sustainable measure to combat flooding. Climate change is on the rise, and so in order to deal with that, they should install these mechanisms which will essentially drain the flood water as it's coming down. So that's too much rain or simply flooding from other people. So to show that I've garnered public support for this movement, I do have a blog where I've posted updates about my ideas to improve the mall. I've received mostly good comments. There was one person that said they didn't see the value of having water fountains in close proximity to where the public space was. So I wanted to explore that more, in addition to my other ideas. So I spoke to and interviewed a few people that will give you the rundown.
I think including chairs and tables on the mall would be a great idea for me to have a good place to hang out with my friends. A lot of time we only really have the side benches and the grass, which can kind of get dirty or muddy, so I think this would be a great way and a good way to socialize with our friends. I'm going to get some homework done that's not in McKeldin, but still enjoy the outdoors. In addition, I think the water filter stations would be a great add to the mall, as I'm someone who refills my water bottle almost every hour. And it's kind of frustrating to have to go back into McKeldin just to get my water bottle filled up. So I think this would be a great way of helping the environment by reducing water bottles, like plastic water bottles, and being able to refill our own personal water bottles. And lastly, I think including some flood installations would be really ideal with the current climate change that's going on. UMD is pretty known for having a lot of construction, and the last thing we want is some flooding to happen on the mall and more constant construction happening.
So what do I think about adding tables and chairs on McKeldin Mall? I think that's actually a great idea, because I've been a student here for 3 years and I've never once actually sat at McKeldin Mall. So I think that would actually motivate more people, including myself, to go and enjoy the mall. And talking about water fountains, that would actually extremely benefit the people who decide to jog around McKeldin Mall. And I think it would prevent dehydration, and it would decrease water bottle usage, so it would be good for the environment. And last but not least, the method to prevent climate change flooding. I mean, that's obviously useful because water damage would increase the expenses for the university, and nobody wants that.
So as you can see, people are definitely interested in this. So in terms of planning for challenges, to be honest, I don't see that many challenges. We're making really minor adjustments to the mall, but powerful ones. Adding the tables and chairs will make it more inclusive. Adding the water fountains will reduce litter and keep people on the mall longer potentially. With the cisterns, there might be some resistance in terms of faculty and stakeholders who are uninterested in the long construction time, but at the University of Maryland, we're always dealing with long construction times. So I feel as though this is something that many people will embrace. It'll make the mall a little bit nicer without ruining the integrity. We're not putting. In addition, the cost of the cisterns might actually be a potential challenge to think about. While it's going to be on the cheaper side of the university's construction projects, it will be something to think about because it's going to cost about tens of thousands of dollars to consider the labor, construction costs, as well as the materials to put everything together. But even still, it's still relatively cheap. In terms of why we need you guys are a very powerful committee, and we'd like you to support us in reaching out to the Board of Regents. They control the academic, administrative, and financial operations of the campus, so they are a key stakeholder. This really can't get approved without them. We can work on funding it with or without them. However, we'd like their approval, bottom line. So help us.